Hi, welcome to another video on my monorail with motor and propeller built with fischertechnik, controlled with robo interface, and on top of the screen the BeagleBoard, which controls everything. Last time I managed to reprogram the algorithm which controls everything so that it actually manages to have the carriage go the whole track. Necessary for that to work was also a replacement of the light which is under in the view. The only thing that is not working correctly, or that more appropriately said, that prevents the correct working, is the wires, the wiring of the carriage. Because if I do that, let me start the program. It works. With a little bit of help. And then it is held back by this wire. And you see why. Because there is a chance that this wire gets stuck in one of these slides and also gets into the propeller, and that's obviously not the intention. So right now, oops, right now I have to guide it more or less with my hand so that it actually goes the way it should go, and making sure that the wire gets back again, and this is not good as well either. So things don't always work, and now you see here the wire goes entirely in it and the carriage gets stuck. So that is what I want to solve now, and for that to solve I have made one other guide, as I've made here and here, to do an attempt of guiding this wire along the rail. Question is, how can I do that? I need this, I think. So when I lift this out, it goes on, but the wire holds it back. So actually this carriage should make it go forth and back, and the question is how to do that. Not yet an idea, because there for this carriage to go forward is no problem, it will go forward by wire, but backwards I would need some kind of a spring to pull it back. And fischertechnik does have springs, but no pulling springs, just pushing springs, or when they are pulled out far enough, they will pull back, of course. But that's the point, and that's the focus for now. Manage to get this and the wire go along. So let's see how that works out. Okay, I constructed a carriage that theoretically could carry the wire. It took a bit of effort to make it all balanced, but if I press here it doesn't fall off, and if I do it here it doesn't fall off, so it's quite kind of okay. Now theoretically also I could put the cable on here, or more appropriately the wire, but then you see what happens. So it needs to be better balanced in the first place. But also there's another thing I was thinking of. The sonar is supposed to, without this thing, handle the back and forth from the carriage. With this wire carriage it's no longer able to do so, because it will obscure the position of the carriage. So when this one is in whatever position, the sonar will detect it, and that's not the intention. And I was also talking about the spring. Well, this is a fischertechnik spring, and while this is rather short I can extend it, but despite the extension you have some length, and a nice idea is of course, if you forget about this wire carriage and you put the spring somewhere here and it bumps onto the sonar using a spring, then it is all a little bit nicer. Or you put the spring somewhere here so it bumps into the spring. It's all nicer. But back to the carriage wire carriage. That is a problem that I think is not going to work out this way, because of the obstruction from the sonar for the propelled carriage. And then again you would have something like this, and then how would it go back and forth? There's no real way in no steady way in doing so. So I think I should let it go, although never let it go without a nice test. So well, let me do things like this and see how it works out in reality. Although when I look at this right now, alright, let me put it like this. Ouch. It is very, very lightweight, and I don't think this is going to work out. You see how easy it is to put the thing just off balance. This is not nice, not such a good idea after all, unless you put some extra weight here. It could be done, of course, but then again the sonar is the point, and I think it's a bad idea after all. So what next? Okay, apart from the fact that I already have decided not to use this wire carriage, I can try to stabilize it a little bit more. So let's take this off for now, because if you want to put weight under it or on it, then you have to have means to do so, and that means a notch. So let me add, let's see, that is one thing. Now let's see if it is still more or less balanced. Yes, it is. Alright. Then an idea is to put this under it. Completely in the middle. Alright. Even better. And then put this one right here. So it's even heavier. And this is more balanced. Alright. So with this improvement I can use this part which I've used here and here to hold the cables. Well, then I can use this one just as well here. And then the motor wire in here. So, and then you can see what the real effect is. Not really much use, because it is completely torn off balance, thrown off balance, pushed off balance by this wire. So if I do it like this and I go on, not really what is supposed to be a stable thing. And moreover, the wire here is completely pushed aside, and that is also the reason that it gets completely off balance here as well. So for all those reasons it is a nice idea, but for this reason and for obscurity of the carriage, not really good. So how to deal with the wire then? That is a very good question. I really have to think about that for a while, because I do not want to hold the wire each and every time to prevent it from getting in here or somewhere. So that's not a nice idea. In the meantime, I will think about using this on either side to prevent and form things like this. So yeah, let me start the program again. And yes, it goes. And I have to hold the wire I have pulled the wire again. Okay, what is happening now? Really no idea why it stops. This is not the intention, of course. Right, a wiring issue, I guess. So, whatever the reason was that it suddenly stopped, stopping and restarting the software seems to be or have been the problem. It just gave the interface error. And here you have the other problem, because this is still going on. That said, I was also talking about using springs to prevent the bumping into the sonar. So I have created some well, you see what it is, and hopefully that will work. So this is supposed to go somewhere here, if everything chooses to cooperate, that is. And it barely fits, unfortunately. So let me take a look at this one. And you can see it really barely fits. But springs are flexible, so who knows, this actually works. So let's see how this works out, because this will bump into here and then it will bump into here, and it has a very slight response. It bumps actually into the wheel. So, but it does interrupt the light beam here, and that brings me to another issue that I noticed. The lamps don't work for some reason. So let me just start the program and see if the lamps indeed work or not. Yeah, they work. Alright, that's a bump. Add. Alright, go. So what the heck is going on now? I don't know. I didn't change the program anyway, so okay, this is interesting. The screen output doesn't show smaller than 5 centimeters. Well, it clearly is closer than 5. So this is something unexpected. Let me do a little bit of help. Yes. Alright, let me guide the let me hold the wire, see that it indeed goes where it should go. This is not what I expected to happen. The bumps are gone, obviously, because of the springs. But yeah, it is propelling forward, but ouch. Not sure what to think of these results. And yet now it goes all the way, with only very little guidance from me. Just holding the wire. There it goes back again. But the spring does help, there's no hard bump anymore. So that's at least something. So, what's more? Alright, so it has stopped again, mysteriously, with the program running. So maybe the same thing happened again. And another thing is, if I scroll back, then you will notice that despite going forth and backwards, there is no smaller than 5 anymore. So let me start again. Then you see error reading from the interface and the carriage starts again, which should do something. And now it is completely at the sonar, and you see that it changes direction, or should do anyway. The lights are on. However, okay, let me do a test. I remove one of the sonar side spring and go again. So what will be the difference, if any? Alright, it goes entirely to the end. And there you see a minus, a smaller or equal than 5 occurring. And here as well. Oops, that was the wire. And here as well, and here as well. So I interrupt it and I put the spring into place, and let's go again. Alright, it is against the wire, but there's no 5, no smaller than 5. So, on one hand it is a solution against the bumping, on the other hand it is a direct influence, negative influence on the working of the routine. So, what is wisdom? Remove it or put it more backwards? Also possible. A very good question. And I tend to remove the spring at the either at the end or put the spring more backwards, whichever is the best. But it did without the spring before, so let's keep it this way. Let's run it again. And the minus 5 smaller than 5 is obviously back, but it bumps again. There it goes, and it quickly goes back. Alright, it works. And there's an error writing to the interface. Ouch! And everything goes off. This is not to my liking at all. Right now it has happened 3 or 4 times. What is the matter? I have no idea. But it's not good. As far as this spring on the sonar side is concerned, I do one last test. I put it here on this part that I still have from the reconstruction of the unused wire carriage, and I put it here. Let me see it better. So now it is right here, slightly back, and this should work anyway. So let me start the algorithm again and see what happens. It derails. That is not the intention. Ooh. Alright, go. I doubt that it is a very good solution after all. Yeah, I shouldn't do it. I honestly shouldn't use a spring here, because by the bump on the spring it derails. Not a good idea. Better a harsh bump than a derailment. And what I also notice now is that the lamps are off, and I can show you better. Sorry for the unsteady cam. You can see the lights are totally off, and I don't like that. Let me start again. No, the lights are totally off. Ah, it's a wiring problem. And now I pulled the wire, which is also not really nice. Does it signal the... yeah. No. Yes, it does signal that it is in the end. I get 8.1 is 0 and 8.1 is 1. So it does signal that it's in the end, but I doubt that even the spring on this side should be there. But anyway, you won't know without experimenting. Yeah, it does work. It does work, but alright, so in this video I can conclude that springs are a nice idea, but on the sonar end it causes derailment. And right now it's staying again on the sonar end. The wire carriage as intended does not work, and that's it, with more ideas to come. Thank you for watching, and if you have subscribed to my channel, please do so. If you like my videos, please allow advertisements to support my videos and blog. If you don't want to do that, please visit my website, which is listed under this video, and see therefore another way to support my blog and videos. Thank you for watching again, and to be continued.